So I made a video review of the Erin Condren Rose Gold Planner, I think it was last week, maybe the end of the week before. I had purchased that planner book for myself as a Christmas present. Towards the end of November, I ordered it. I got the beginning of December. I used it for a few weeks, and like I said in my video review I did, it was absolutely beautiful. It's one of the prettiest planners I've ever seen. It was really well made, and it was great. My only problem with it for me was the size. It's a very large, heavy planner, and I found that I just wasn't using it, that I wasn't taking it around as much as I need to for a planner book. It just wasn't working out for me, although I recommend it for anybody who wants a larger size calendar and planner book like that. But I ended up replacing it with the Hobonichi Techo, the English language edition, because I saw these actually. I saw Hobonichi's on a display at a Kinokuniya store a while ago, and I kept picking them up and putting them down and looking at it, and I definitely liked them, but I didn't purchase one then, and ultimately this is what I've ended up with, is the Hobonichi, and I've been using it for a few days now, and I really, really like it. Already I feel like it's a much better fit for me than the larger size planners. So I'm making this video to show my original size Hobonichi Techo, the English edition, so that if anybody is considering getting one of these, you can see what's good about it, what's maybe not so good, and see whether it would be a good planner book for you too. This isn't an unboxing video. Like I said, I've already got it. I've been using it. But I will show you. This is the package it came in when it came in the mail, which is kind of a neat, it's kind of a neat shipping pack. Very bright yellow. And inside the yellow bag, the 2016 Techo comes in a kind of a Tiffany blue box. It seems that they use a different color every year. I've seen pictures online. I think some of them came in yellow boxes, orange. There may have been a green one. This 2016 edition is in this pretty blue box, and when you open it up, there is a little passage in Japanese here. I've seen translations for this available online. It's not hard to find that. I don't have it handy at the moment, but they give you a little passage there, and then open it up, and your Hobonichi or whatever you ordered with it is inside here. And this is just the plastic it came in, and you do get a little card with an introduction to the Hobonichi. It's in English on this side, Japanese on this side. And it does have the little arts and science seal. You can see there in the top right, the little 3 keys foil seal. So that's kind of neat. I could not decide on what cover I wanted for my Hobonichi Techo. I actually really loved the Coom tweed cover that's on the website right now, and it's currently out of stock. It looks like it comes back into stock, or they're expecting it to come back at the beginning of February. And I'd kind of been thinking of waiting to order a real cover, or waiting to get a real cover until then, because I really liked that one. But the more I looked at it, the inside of the Coom tweed one is satin. You can see that when you look at it on their site and kind of look at the pictures of the inside. And I kind of felt like a satin inside might not hold up so well for me. And finally, there was also the matter that the tweed one and a couple of the other styles on Hobonichi, the covers, some of them are more almost like a little clutch bag where you put the Techo inside, and it's got a flap that comes over and snaps like a purse flap. And I think that if you use one of those style covers, you can't add this plastic protective vinyl on top of it. So between not being able to put the vinyl on it in case something spills or just getting banged around in my bag, and the fact that it had the satin cover, I decided the tweed cover and those similar fancy ones might not be a good idea for me. So what I ended up doing, I really liked the Hello Kitty one they have that's only available in Japan, but there are resellers selling it on Etsy and eBay. But I love Hello Kitty. I like little twin stars even more. And what I ended up doing, I went on Etsy, and if you search on Etsy for Hobonichi cover, you find there's quite a number of very plain, solid color, inexpensive covers in the A6 size that will fit a Hobonichi notebook. So I ended up buying, it was actually a solid red, really inexpensive little cover. I think it was about $15 or $16. And it had this solid gray inside with the pockets the way the Hobonichi covers do. So I purchased that, and then I picked the stitches. I slipped the stitches all the way around the outside, and I removed the solid red. I have this little Twin Stars Horiguchi fabric that a friend of mine sent me from Japan. It was a collaboration between Sanrio and Kaio Horiguchi, and I decided to use some of that fabric and stitch it to the solid gray interior of that inexpensive notebook cover. So I did that. I sewed it all around, and that is my cover. I had done some thread crocheting. I was just kind of dabbling around with thread crocheting a while ago, and I had this little yellow star I had made. So I put that on there, and I thought it kind of went with the Kiki and Lala theme. And I had a pack of these little leather labels. You can see it says Handcraft Special Edition for You. I got them for just some of the little Zaka odds and ends I sew. So I sewed one of those on there, and I added some Rick Rack bookmarks, blue Rick Rack bookmarks, and cut some of the little fabric again to make toggles for those. So anyway, that was it's kind of my homemade Hobonichi cover, but I'm very happy with it. And when I ordered my Techo itself, I also ordered the one of the plain clear protective vinyl cases for it. Now, one of the things about the clear cases that don't have the design on them, the ones with the printed design, from what I understand from other reviewers, do not have access to the pocket on the back, but these plain clear ones do. So it has like a zip top like a Ziploc almost opening on the back where you can go in, and so you can access that back pocket on your cover. And I use that pocket. It's kind of a tight fit, but I can put my Shitajiki, my little pencil board, in there. And it fits well. So I am delighted with this Hobonichi. I definitely understand some of the things I've heard other reviewers say, that it is tiny. This size planner is not going to be for everybody, just like the Erin Condren was too big for me. This is probably going to be too small for a lot of people. You can see how small on your whole month pages, how, you don't have much space on each day. If you have a lot to write, or if you want to put a lot of things on your calendar pages, this may not be a great fit. The next size up Hobonichi is called the Cousin. They haven't put an American, or an English rather, version of the Cousin, but you can get it shipped to the States. And, you wouldn't be able to read the little quotes that Hobonichi puts in there, because they haven't translated those the way they have in this English edition. But if you like the Hobonichi form factor, you just can't really work with such a small size, the Cousin would probably be a good option. But I love it. I've started decorating. When you go, you have these whole month pages, and then you move on to pages of one page for each day, where you can decorate like I've been doing here, or make notes or lists. And these are the ones that have the little quotes at the bottom. The paper is the Tomoe River paper, which is pretty neat. It's very, very, very thin paper. It feels very thin and smooth. It's really nice. It makes it so that the book isn't quite as thick as you would imagine it to be for the number of pages they get in there, because the paper is so thin. And it will also take watercolor or fountain pen ink. You have to let it lay out to dry, of course, before you close it up, but it won't, that kind of ink or paint will not soak through very easily this Tomoe River paper, although alcohol-based inks will. So you do want to kind of watch what you use in it, but it tends to be much less permeable, it seems, than other kinds of paper, especially for something this thin. When you go through all your pages, in the back of the Techo, through your whole year, you've got your phases of the moon, And you still have the quotes from the website. They go on to the end. You do get this section in the back of, if you can see, it's like a grid of dots, and you get about 25, 28 pages of that for making notes or info that you need to carry around with you. You could put your contacts information back here. That would be good. And then at the very back, you have a place for your personal info. They also include some pages with just general information. You have pages of international dialing exchanges. There's national holidays for an assortment of different countries. They give you a little section on Japanese cuisine, on tips for enjoying a Japanese dining experience. You get a map of Japan and info on traveling in Japan, and this is all in English. They give you a conversion table for measurements, international size charts for clothing and shoes. It's really neat. I am very, very happy with this. You know, I think this is going to be a really good fit for me. It fits in my bag, which is one of my main concerns, that I can just carry it around with me. This little cover that I bought and then sewed onto is like the regular Hobonichi covers, where it has the double loops that you can slip the pen through to kind of lock it shut. So yeah, I love it, and I didn't really order a haul from Hobonichi when I ordered this. You know, I didn't get a whole ton of stuff. I got the Techo itself. I got the clear cover because I knew I had made this little Twin Stars cover with the interior from the inexpensive Etsy cover. So I didn't need to buy a cover separately from Hobonichi. But I did buy this little stencil set from Hobonichi, and that's been kind of neat. You can see it has like little activity icons that you can use on your pages. And I'm finding them to be really useful because, like I said, the calendar spaces here, it's a small book and they're small little squares, and a lot of the other stickers that you buy in the States for planners, either for Erin Condren or for the Mombi planner, they're made for a larger scale planner book, a larger scale calendar, and they just look kind of huge on the Hobonichi, and they'll take up, you know, even more room. So these are kind of neat because they're little tiny icons. They're only about fingernail size, and you can put them on there, and you just use, I use colored pens and kind of color them in, and you end up with, like, if you can see that little tiny knife and fork I put there, that was one of these little tiny cars, and I got a little runner there because I'm going running on Saturday morning. So I put a little runner stencil there. You can see the little runner. So these are neat. Hobonichi has, I think, 3 different cards like this with different style stencils on them. But anyway, that is my look at the Hobonichi Techo, the English language version. Very, very happy with that. If I do more and get it more decorated as the year goes on, maybe I'll do a follow-up and let everybody know how it's going with this. But so far, I am absolutely delighted with it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.